And I want to welcome everyone to the April meeting of your State Board of Elections. It's my privilege to call the meeting to order. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Chairman O'Bannon.
Here.
Vice Chair Dance.
Here.
Mr. Weinstein.
Here.
Dr. Stolle.
Here.
Secretary Alice Long here.
Thank you. Would you please present the minutes from our last meeting
Yes.
when you're ready?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the March 4th, 2025 State Board of Elections meeting minutes have been distributed to the board for their review. If there's no corrections or additions, then I would request that you ask for a motion to approve them as distributed and presented.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I so move.
Second.
Thank you. Properly seconded. Call the roll, please.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Dr. Stolle. Secretary Alice Long, aye.
All right, at this point, we'll be glad to take public comment. As you know, the basics of public comment are that we will start with folks physically in the room. We'll then move to folks who are online and wish to comment. If you're online, you will need to be present with both audio and video for that to count as public comment. And I'm going to respectfully request that folks keep their comments to around 3 minutes. We have used that as our usual model. So anybody in the room wish to make public comment? All right, anybody online?
Miss Ann Gregorian.
Ms. Gregorian, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for the opportunity to comment. I have two brief comments. The first one is that I'm requesting that the board restore public comment on agenda items. I think that this restriction is not conducive to engagement of the public. We don't have the information that's going to be provided on the agenda item many times, and sometimes it answers questions, and sometimes it raises questions in the public's eye after the presentation by elect or the board itself. So I'd ask that you restore that option rather than restricting just to the first few seconds of the meeting. My second comment is regarding a HAVA complaint that I have submitted to elect and which was dismissed, not because that it did not identify a Section 303 violation of HAVA, but that because elect determined that the violation did not rise to its standard of a violation. When I tried to dispute this result, because elect did not conduct a survey or investigation of my complaint, I was informed that because it had been downgraded, there was no option to dispute their decision. I think this is erroneous, and I wish that the board would revisit that decision. It's in the public interest that these HAVA complaints, when they do address a Section 303, go through the entire process and not be downgraded summarily by elect and then dismissed as unable to dispute. I thank you very much for the opportunity to comment.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate your comments. Anyone else?
I have no other public comment.
Good. Thank you. We'll move on to the next agenda item, which is our commissioner's report. Commissioner Beals.
Chairman O'Bannon, Vice Chair Dance, members of the board, I wanted to call your attention to one of the items on the board's agenda for today. We are concluding the filing period today for ballot access for the primary for statewide offices and the House of Delegates after several weeks of filing of paperwork and petitions. I would like to thank John Cronin, Ellen Oakey, and Josh Young for their work in processing all of this paperwork. We instituted several changes this year to make our review process work better. We made substantial improvements to our communication with both the parties and the candidates. This included sending parties a weekly list of those who had filed, standardizing a receipt confirmation for candidates, and letting each candidate know if their filing had been accepted or if it had discrepancies following our 2 reviews of their paperwork. Today, the board is going to be drawing names in 2 statewide races and 5 House of Delegates races to determine the ballot order for those candidates who filed simultaneously, meaning 2 candidates filed at exactly the same time, and we need to determine what order they're going to appear on the ballot. This is not the entire list of primaries that we will have. It is only for simultaneous filers. The department is also currently reviewing legislation from the 2025 session that has been signed by the governor for implementation. We will be bringing you any items that require board approval, such as updated forms, at our May meeting for your consideration. And that completes my report.
Thank you very much. Any members have questions or comments? I want to just take a moment and thank you all. I guess I'm the old timer now, because when I first came on, we had a number of candidates who wound up being late with their paperwork. And that was an unpleasant and somewhat painful experience to deal with. So just the current process appears to be functioning a lot better. Both political parties, your folks have until 5 o'clock today to get those things in. So ignorance is no excuse. All right. Next item is finalization of stand by your ad decisions, which we made at our March meeting. This is part of our normal process to finalize those at the next meeting. Ms. Alexander.
Today I come before you so you can finalize the decisions you made last month. If you have no changes, we can go ahead and you have your recommended motion before you on the memo, and I have the forms to sign for you.
Any members have any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that the board finalize the decisions made on the 4 stand by your ad violations assessed at the March 4th, 2025 State Board of Elections meeting.
Great. Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Dr. Stolly.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Alexander. And item 6 is candidate ballot order drawing for the June 2025 primary election. So I think our commissioner explained this nicely. If you're a candidate and you are the first to file, and you'll be on top of the ballot. If multiple candidates file simultaneously, then we default to what we're going to do now. So go right ahead.
Yeah, so I get on camera. Good. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Like the commissioner said, today we'll be drawing ballot order for simultaneous filers in 7 offices for the upcoming June primary elections. These names are on slips of paper. They'll be inserted in these film canisters and pulled from this glass bowl at random. So as she said, just to clarify, the names drawn today are only the candidates that filed at the same time for the same office as indicated by the 527 paperwork submitted to elect by the appropriate party chairs. This is not an exhaustive list of all the offices up for primary in June and does not include candidates who filed at different times for the same office. So for example, if 2 candidates filed at the same time and the third filed a couple days later, today we are drawing the order for the first 2 and the third candidate would be last on the ballot. So elect will be posting a complete candidate list early next week, as the team right now is going through all submitted paperwork to ensure accurate entry into our voter registration system. Once we are done drawing names, there's a suggested motion in your working papers for certification of these determinations. So we'll get it going. Just give me the canisters are empty. Okay. First for Lieutenant Governor, Democratic nominee. We have 5 names. What we're going to do, like I said, I'm going to read them here and give them to Tammy. She's going to put them into the canisters and we'll draw them at random. So it's Ghazala Hashmi, Aaron Rouse. You can show them after when we draw them. Victor Salgado, Baber Latif, and LeVar Stoney. Shake them up and I'll draw them in. All right, first on the ballot. Did you all hear that? LeVar Stoney first on the ballot. Second on the ballot. Baber Latif. Third on the ballot, Aaron Rouse. Fourth on the ballot, Victor Salgado. And fifth on the ballot, Ghazala Hashmi. Is that the phone? All right, next we are drawing for Attorney General, Democratic nominee. There are two names, Shannon L. Taylor and Jay Jones. All right, first on the ballot, Shannon Taylor. Second on the ballot, Jay Jones. Next is for the House of Delegates First District, Democratic nominee. There are three names, Patrick Hope, Sean Epstein, and Arjun Srinkant. First name on the ballot, Arjun Srinkant. Second name on the ballot, Sean Epstein. Third on the ballot, Patrick Hope. All right, next is for the House of Delegates 57th District, Democratic nominee. Two names here, Andrew Scheer and May Nevar. First name on the ballot, Andrew Scheer. Second name on the ballot, May Nevar. Next is for the House of Delegates 75th District, Democratic nominee. We have two names, Lindsay Doherty and Dustin Wade. First name on the ballot, Dustin Wade. Second name on the ballot, Lindsay Doherty. Next, we have for House of Delegates 89th District, Democratic nominee. We have Blazin Buckshot Bloom and Casey Carnegie. First name on the ballot, Casey Carnegie. Second name on the ballot, Blazin Buckshot Bloom. And our final drawing for the day is House of Delegates 89th District Republican nominee. We have two names, Kristen Shannon and Mike Lamonia. It's all good. First name on the ballot, Kristen Shannon. Second name on the ballot, Mike Lamonia. That concludes our drawing for today. Suggested motions in your board papers.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board certify the determinations by lot of the order of candidates on the ballot for primary elections to be held on June 17, 2025.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Dr. Stolly.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
All right, item 7 is closed session. Is there a motion? Dr. Stolly?
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A7, I move the board go into closed session for the purpose of discussing pending threatened litigation. In accordance with Section 2.2-3712F, Susan Beals, Commissioner of Elections, Andrew Murphy, and Dennis Polio, Office of the Attorney General, will attend the closed session because of their presence will reasonably aid the board in its consideration of the subject of the meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Dr. Stolly.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
Great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the help of the Department of Elections today, and we appreciate the public's interest in this process. We may set a record for a short meeting today, but I'm sure things will continue to be interesting. And I just remind everybody, I think our next meeting is May 27th. Is that correct? Okay. So stay tuned, and hopefully we'll have good, safe, fair elections in Virginia again this year. All right. Thank you. Let's go on to closed session. All right. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to reconvene the meeting in open session and take a roll call vote certifying that to the best of each member's knowledge, Only such public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under this chapter, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard or discussed by the State Board of Elections. Okay.
All right,
Go ahead.
is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion's before us. Please call the roll.
Chairman O'Bannon.
Aye.
Vice Chair Dance.
Aye.
Mr. Weinstein.
Aye.
Dr. Stolly.
Aye.
Secretary Elvis Long, aye.
All right, any members have any additional comments or questions? Thank you, Mr. Polio. Thank you, Ms. Beals. We'll see everybody on May 27th. Thank you.